Hello and welcome to the Art of Connection, how to transform your nightmare clients into dream clients. And today I think is one of the most important training sessions that I'm going to give. So I am super excited and let's dive straight in. So welcome, and I would like to take a moment to arrive. Maybe just take a few deep, big breaths. Maybe you've had a really easy morning, or maybe you've had a mad rush day. And just to arrive in the room where you sit, or maybe where you're standing, and just take 2 to 3 big, deep breaths. To soak up all the juiciness that you're about to learn. So we're going to have a look straight away at the feelings and needs chart, because I think this is one of the most important things that we can learn. We're going to dive in and explore a little bit more. So we're having here a list of met feelings and a list of unmet feelings, and then we have the list of needs. And what do they do? Feelings and needs are universal. So what that means is that everybody has them in the whole wide world. So if you're living in the mountains, if you're living on a grass field, if you live in a big city, everybody has feelings and needs. Yeah? And so I'd like to create a safe space, and I will tell you a short little story about one of my clients. Actually, I had a client not that long ago, and she had been with her own hairstylist for about 20 years, and she was actually really scared for me to cut and color her hair. So every time when I suggested something, or when I wanted to do something, or even wanted to ask her a question, she would interrupt me and tell me basically my job. Now, I could have taken this like really personal, thinking maybe that she was telling me my job, but I knew where she was coming from. I could see that she might have been scared and a little bit insecure and wanting to be a little bit like in control because she wanted to look beautiful when she was leaving the salon. And so I just took a little step back, observed her, how her body type was, how her body was, and also like I was just imagining what her feelings and needs were. So we're going to have a look at that a little bit more. If you have any questions, please write them down, and at the end of this workshop I will share all the contact details where you can send it to. Please don't be shy. There's no judgments, blames, or criticism here in this room or in this space, and please ask ahead. Yeah. My name is Yvonne Stoop, if you didn't know yet, and I also listen to Yvonne Stoop because that's how I've been called in English for a long time already. I'm a national award-winning hairstylist, and for the last 14 years I have the opportunity to make a lot of different nationalities beautiful, because I've been living as an expat in Dubai for 14 years. And I have created the Art of Connection Methode, which I'm super stoked to share with everybody around me who would like to learn about it. Yeah, so we're going to have a look at connection through basics. So I have mentioned it already a little bit earlier. Your client is sitting in your chair and you might be giggling away. You're having such a fun day. You're both happy and everything is wonderful. You might have a client that you think, oh my goodness, she is Mrs. Never Satisfied. And when you see her name in the book already, your stomach drops. There is this brick in your stomach. You feel all these like rocks, feeling hair high up in your chest, and you don't really want to do her hair. And those are your feelings. So what do I mean by that? Everybody around us has feelings and needs, and the feelings that you feel at that moment are in connection with a certain need. So when that need is unmet, you have a feeling that is not very nice. And so when your need is met, your feeling is actually a happy feeling, a motivated feeling, an inspired feeling, a feeling of excitement or satisfaction. And so then everything is in alignment. Yeah. So we're going to dive straight in with a little brain gainer. So let's try. Let's take a situation where you were feeling maybe like unsure or unsatisfied or a little bit nervous or anxious. And I would like you to write down 3 to 5 feelings. Yeah, 3 to 5 feelings. We're going back to the list of the needs because I think it will be easy to have a look. After that, we're going to write down your need. So what was your need at that time? So let me quickly go back. Right, so one situation where you think, yikes, this wasn't really what I planned, this wasn't really what I wanted. It was like literally an unwelcomed situation. What were you feeling at that time? And once you have written down some of the unmet feelings, then you can have a look at the needs and pick a couple that were coming closest to the situation and what you would have liked to have had. And once you've done that, we are gonna go and have a look at where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? So the feelings that you are feeling, they're coming from your thoughts. Yeah, your thoughts come up, you have a certain feeling that comes with it, and then you get this like bodily sensation. So you might feel these little rocks rubbing up and down on your chest. You might feel that your hands are very heavy. Maybe you feel some pins and needles in your feet. Maybe you feel like this stomach ache and you just want to like rub your belly a little bit to have that sensation go away a little bit. So when you have that sensation, the action of to have your need hasn't been aligned. Yeah. So when you have a feeling and a need together, and they're together on the same path, on the same highway, then you feel aligned, you feel happy and motivated. So we're going to have a look at your client's feelings and needs because I think it's super important to figure them out. So you are able to connect a little bit deeper and your client feels heard and understood. So you can take the same situation that you have picked out earlier, or you could have, when you know at the top of your mind, another situation that you thought, with this client, this wasn't fun. Then you can take that situation as well, and you can write down a couple of the feelings and needs again. But now, not your feelings and needs, but the ones from your client. Now, obviously, she's not here, so she can't tell us if they are correct, yes or no, but we're just going to assume we are correct in this case. And I would like to ask you to take a moment to write down those feelings and needs, what you think your client was feeling at that time. So let's go back to the feelings and needs list. So in that situation where your client wasn't feeling 100%, you had a little bit of a tricky situation with that client, what do you think she was feeling at that time? Maybe she was feeling a bit insecure. Maybe she was unhappy. Maybe she was really tired. And what do you think that was what her need was at that time? Regardless if you agree with it, yes or no. It's just like going through the exercise to understand a little bit more about the feelings and needs. Maybe she wanted to look beautiful. Maybe she found it hard to trust. Maybe she was looking for more acceptance, but it didn't really come across that way. What do you think she was feeling and needing? So you can fill out your feelings and needs for the situation, the feelings and needs from your clients or client. And then we're going to have a look at the 4 steps to connection. So there are 4 steps to connection. You look at your feelings, you look at your needs, you look at the observation, and then you have a request. And that's how you can become closer and connect closer together. So what is an observation? So you split the situation that you see, you split it up. So very often we speak in a way that has judgments, blame, criticism, comparisons, punishment, and so forth. And when you split the observation, which means the fact, what has happened, what you see, what you smell, what you hear, or what you touch, and the evaluation, so which is the judgment, the blame, or the criticism. So when you split them together, if you separate them, what happens is when you look at the fact, you can come closer to the feeling and the need. So let's have a look at this little sentence that has been written below it. Amy is ugly. Amy's look doesn't appeal to me. So in the second sentence, when Amy's look doesn't appeal to me, I still show or share that I don't really like the look. I don't really think it is beautiful. But because it is coming from me, the I form, it is true for me. It is my need. The need that what I see is not beautiful to me. And so even though it might not be nice to hear, it's not a judgment, it's not a blame, it's not a criticism, yeah? So when you split the observation, it will become, sometimes it can still be hard to hear, but it's not necessarily going towards that other person, yeah? So your client feels, and your client needs, just like you. You are, or let's say in the I form, I am, I feel, I need. Your client is, your client feels, your client needs. And so by showing empathy, when you are with your client, what will happen is that the energy in the room will change. And when the energy in the room will change, when you give that empathy to that client, regardless if you agree with her, yes or no, what will happen is the wall, the defensive wall that has been built up from when we were really small, because we didn't want to be punished, we didn't want to be blamed or criticized or judged. But so the way how we were protecting ourselves is by building up that wall, building a defense up, so we're ready for, if anything was going to be hurtful, to attack. And so with empathy, that's what we can soften. We can break down those bricks a little bit and just calm that down. And so when you are able to empathize and break those bricks, what will happen is that there will be an energy, there will be a space, an openness, a willingness for a conversation or a consultation. Yeah, and then you can dive deeper into the needs and the feelings, and you can build that trust. You can build the trust, you can build the compassion, and you can build a happy client relationship. All this and more will be told in the Art of Connection Method, which is from the Blissful Hersel Education. And in the Art of Connection Method, what you will learn is about your strengths, because it's super important to know what your strengths are, what comes naturally to you, so you can excel and you can create your own success. And what is your success might not be someone else's success. And so it's very important to know and find out what you actually want to have in life and what is your path or your purpose. Yeah, we'll be looking at the feelings and needs. With the empathy, we're going to learn how to have certain requests so that we can have more of a dialogue together with your client so you can dive that little bit deeper. And we're going to have a look at confidence, because if you don't feel confident, clients will smell it a mile away. And so what happens is that when you don't feel confident, those bricks are starting to break down, and it's not a good feeling. So confidence is something that can be built. And when you link that with your strengths, if you link that with the non-judgment way of speaking coming from you, then you can set up your boundaries, you can set up certain policies, and you are able to explain why you have them in place without hurting the other person, because they're yours. It's coming from you. Yeah. So I'm super excited to share that, because I think it's such an important way to communicate from a more harmonious, happy, loving, and caring space. So let's have a little recap of today's workshop. So we looked at how to empathize and connect with your client, regardless if you agree with her, yes or no. We looked at your client's feelings and at your client's needs, because everybody who we meet will have certain feelings and needs in certain degrees. And those will be, you will be able to connect with them more once you find out about them a little bit more. You learned how to split the observation and evaluation. So we looked at a sentence, and we can look at way more sentences in the course that is coming up, where you can split and divide the evaluation and the observation, so that you can find out what the real needs, the real feeling, what was actually the real goal behind saying a judgmental sentence. Yeah. So I would love to know, what is your biggest aha moment from this workshop, and what was your biggest takeaway? I would love to know I would love to hear about it, and if you can share it with me. If you love this, share it with your hair besties, and you can contact me via a direct message. We could have a one-on-one discovery session if you would like to. You can follow me on Instagram at Blissful Hair Soul, and you can email your questions or anything you would like to ask regarding this topic at yvonne@yvonnestoop.com. All right, it was this for today. It was the last day. I have had such fun to be around with you, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye. Thank you so much. I absolutely loved giving this workshop, and I hope to see you soon.